Hi, everyone. Miriam Shaw here from the Moms on a Mission podcast. Thank you so much for listening. I am so excited for you to hear today's conversation. We welcome back to the Moms on a Mission podcast, Geordan Roberts from GRID Down CHOW DOWN. He talks about his new product. This is freeze-dried, grass-fed, grass-finished hamburger meat. And what is so cool about it is that they use the whole cow. So it's essentially a steak burger you're getting here. And so I know that it's a little interesting because it's freeze-dried, and so you don't put it in the fridge or the freezer. But I'm just telling you, if you order it and try it, you will thank me later. It is so healthy and it's so easy to use. And you know, it's kind of cool to store it up a little bit just in case our shelves are empty down the road. You can store it in your pantry or wherever, and it lasts up to 15 years. So I can't wait for you to hear today's conversation. Also, we would so love for you to follow us on Rumble. We are on all streaming platforms, but Rumble is uncensored, and so we can upload all of our content there. If you just download the Rumble app and then in the search engine, type in Moms on a Mission and then click the follow icon, and we would be so grateful. Hey, Geordan, thank you so much for joining the Moms on a Mission podcast again.
Well, thank you for having me.
And I see your partner in crime is missing.
Yes, I am missing my bearded brother, so I have an empty chair over here today.
Tell him that we missed him today.
I will. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, he always hates missing a show. So
yes. Oh, well, tell us a bit about who you are and tell us about GRID Down CHOW DOWN and what it's all about.
Yeah, so GRID Down CHOW DOWN is a company that kind of came out of our experience from the last couple of years. You know, when we saw COVID happen, you know, so the worldwide pandemic, you know, you saw all the toilet paper shortages, you saw the supply chain shortages, you saw a bunch of meat packing facilities burned down, you saw some egg factories burned down. I thought that was all kind of weird, like it was all happening at the same time. I remember going into Costco and going in there to buy some meat and probably wrestle people for some toilet paper. And I was standing there at the checkout line, and I didn't have a mask simply because they told me to wear a mask. And because there wasn't any facts to state otherwise that this was a really big deal, then I thought it was not necessary. And so just out of spite, just out of defiance, I'm not going to wear it. If someone tells me something that doesn't make any sense, I'm just not going to do it. So I don't like to follow the herd off the cliff, you know? And so there was this probably, you know, maybe an 18-year-old, 16-year-old checking me out. And they said, sir, we can't take your money until you put your mask on. And I said, so you can't take my money that I'm going to hand you with my hand until I put my mask on, and then I can give you my money. Anyways. So I had my buddy there, and it was getting a little awkward, a little heated, you know. And so long story short, they kicked me out. They wouldn't take my money. I'm like, what? So you don't want my money? I can't pay you my money for the food.
Wow.
No, and they were going to ban me for life, you know. So I was like, okay, I'll leave. You don't have to tackle me or something, you know. And anyway, so at that point, I realized I'm going to have to figure out something for my family. And so we started doing all kinds of things, from building greenhouses, buying a ton of chickens, you know, stuff like this. So we've been raising chickens, and then we have to go out there and fight the raccoons every night when we're putting them up because they're trying to eat our chickens, you know. So we've been going through this whole thing. And, you know, I think I think when this happened, we realized, and it opened up a lot of people's eyes to the fact that, one, the supply chain system is very delicate. Like, it's not as well established as we might hope, because I think, you know, that people aren't even really prepared to live at their house for more than a couple of days without having to go to the grocery store. And I really believe that whenever this happened, I saw that we live, I have it wrote down here so I don't forget it. But our society is crippled by a belief that our life should be convenient at all times. It's like we live in this microwave society, this Amazon Prime 2-day shipping society, where we can't wait, can't even do anything for ourselves. We don't know how to do anything anymore. We have to talk to Siri just to find out where we're going. You know, our smartphones are making us stupid. And so, but we're like a couple of generations, maybe one generation away from losing all that information that our fathers had, that our grandfathers had about, how they used to live during the Great Depression. I don't have any of my great grandmas or grandpas left, but they went through that. They saw that. They knew how to do that and to survive, and not even to survive, but to thrive in those situations. And now we don't even know what to do if we can't get our Starbucks in the morning. So we started trying to figure out, like, okay, how can I have not only a meat product? Okay, I might not be able to have a cow all the time following me, so, or chickens. So, like, what is the next best option? Like, how can I have meat all the time, and not have to worry about it? And so that took us down that journey of trying to figure out, okay. And so we came across freeze drying. And so we started doing this for ourselves, for our family. And then, so it wasn't even meant to be a business at the time. So we've done it for years now. But other people, like our friends and our family, was like, hey, so I hear that you have some freeze dried meat. Can we pay you for some? And we're like, well, maybe there's a lot of other people that need options. I think that was the whole thing, is that we want to provide options for our family, because when you read the Bible and you see what's going to happen, right now it's really exciting because we're living in prophetic times. Like, we're watching it unfold. And so it's cool, but it's also exciting and a little scary at the same time. But I know what's going to happen, and it'd be really dumb of me not to prepare, at least to have something or options for my family. Because at what point does a good father or a good mom compromise their beliefs or whatever to make sure their kids are not going without, or they're not starving? So I think when you find yourself in a corner without options, you might do and make decisions that you wouldn't normally make. As you read the Bible, you're like, man, I would never do that. But if you don't prepare now, and then you end up there, you might find yourself saying something else because you're trying to protect your kids, And so we're like, we did this for our family so that we would have options when those times come. And, until Jesus comes back and gets us, we're all going to need to eat, right? And, now we're dealing with, well, we don't even know if there's bugs in our meat, or if it's lab grown meat and all this stuff. So in this world of information, we don't even know what to believe anymore. We're trying to figure out and decipher, like, what's real, what's not real, and like who do we trust? Who can we trust? And so that's kind of why we're doing our own meat, because I know that I can trust myself. So other people are now wanting it too. So that's kind of why we brought this. But this is called GRID DOWN CHOW DOWN. It's freeze dried raw ground beef. It's grass fed. It's grass finished. It lasts up to 15 years in the raw state, in that bag that you're holding in your hand. You can put it in your pantry. You can put it underneath your bed. You can put it in a box and throw it in the garage. You don't have to put it in a fridge, so it's never going to go bad. You don't have to worry about having it in the fridge.
And it doesn't have to be temperature controlled?
No, yeah, you probably don't want it like out in a greenhouse or something, but it's protected from the elements. Yeah. So, and that's also why the bag is black as well, so sunlight can't get through to it.
Oh, that's smart. Well, I just bought some more this morning. I was just telling Jordan before the show that I went into my pantry. I have a little container where I took a picture of it and sent it to him when I first started getting this, and it was almost empty. So I thought I need to get some more of it. But do you find that folks are using this every day and stockpiling it? That's kind of what I do when I'm running late, and I can get it back to life, if you will, in about 10 minutes with just some water. That's so nice for me, so I don't have to defrost anything or run to the store or what have you. But do you find people are using this every day and stockpiling it at the same time?
Yeah, I think that was the unexpected surprise, was that would be part of the shift. Because when we first made this for ourselves, we're like, hey, let's just stockpile a bunch of food, right? Let's just prep, have a bunch of food for the zombie apocalypse. I think people would know, like, if we woke up one day and they look outside and they saw zombies walking around, all that stuff, they're like, well, I know what to do with this. Hang on, guys, and they know what to do with that. But with what they're encountering now, they're like, I'm not really sure. I'm hearing this on the news and I'm hearing this on the news or whatever. So I think that's almost an easier reality to live in. But yeah, I think for us, like, we realize that now people don't know who to trust and whose products to buy or to partner with. So they're finding it easier just to use our product as not only like, yeah, I'm going to use it as long-term like survival or like food, man, it's uh, not food safety, but food security. And so for their family, and because it only takes 10 minutes, it's easier than bringing out something from the freezer and then thawing it out. So you just put water in it and you're ready to go. So I see a lot of people that they're going to start using this as their everyday ground beef supply. And because it just gives them one less thing to worry about. They can order it. They don't have to go to the store, to Walmart. You know, who doesn't like going to Walmart at like midnight, and they don't
And
have to
see
do that.
everybody wearing their pajamas.
So, but they can just
Yeah.
order it and it just come straight to their house, and they just put it in their pantry, and they're ready to go. So,
And really, what I love about it too is that, and I know the first time you told me this, I thought it was so cool, is that it's 95% fat free. So 95.5, which I don't know that I've ever seen that anywhere. I'm sure it's out there maybe somewhere, but I personally have never seen that just going into a regular store. So I think that is really wonderful that it's healthy as well.
yeah. And I think one of the most important things is that uh, our beef is actually aged, and so that it goes through a hanging process where it's aged, but it also loses about 5% of the water weight. So a lot of the beef that you see in the stores, they don't even age it anymore. Back 30, 40 years ago, they used to, because it made a better product. But they don't want to do that now, because when you go to the grocery store and you pick out some meat, how do you pay for that meat? You pay by the what?
By the pound.
By the pound. So they don't want to lose 5% of water weight just for nothing. So a lot of that meat's never aged, so it's not a good product. Another thing is that all the best cuts in this cow is in the ground beef. It's not the leftovers. When people are usually doing the cow, they'll take out all the good cuts and they're like, I don't know what this dingling thing is. Throw that in the ground beef pile. And so that's what you see a lot. So that's why you have chewy bits and all that stuff. But ours is, it has the fillet, it has the tomahawks, it has the ribeyes, it has the New York strips, the T-bones, has all of those. So it's a really, really great product. And people were saying, hey, this used to taste like the burgers I used to eat, when I was a kid. So a lot of the old timers now are saying this. And so I talked to the rancher about it. And he was like, well, because it's raised exactly the same way as when they were a kid. That's why it tastes the same. And I was like, man, that makes a lot of sense. That's awesome.
Yeah,
And
yeah. And I can't overstate this, that we know that the cows have not been injected. That's a thing right now. There is data out there showing that this mRNA technology is being used in pork. And I know attorney Tom Renz has talked about that quite a bit. He has a new little book out called Mod RNA. And he talks about how this is in pork now. And you just can't help but speculate and think, well, probably beef, if it's not already in it, that's probably next. So, and again, God has not given us a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind. But he's also given us a sound mind to make wise decisions. And why would we not do this if it's available? And I would like to talk about the price point. I wonder if anybody would ever say, hey, I love this product. Why is it so expensive? Or I would buy more if it weren't so expensive. What would you say to someone who says that, Jordan?
I'd say whenever you're looking at a product like this, you're looking at it from a couple of different angles. One is the manufacturing time, process, and cost, right? But also, two, you're looking at the best beef that you can buy. So not only the best beef that you can buy, but also what's in it, what's not in it. So a lot of ranchers aren't willing to do this. They want to put them on grain, GMO grain, so that all those chemicals and those GMO things go into the fat cap of the animal. So a lot of ranchers, they don't want to be like, hey, yeah, I'd like my cow to weigh 500 to 800 pounds less and then sell it like that. So they want to feed it grain to get it up to, another 800 pounds, another 1,000 pounds, because that means that they're getting paid off of that. And apparently grain and GMO grain is cheap enough that it makes sense to try to get them up as heavy as they can before then they take them to market. So a lot of ranchers aren't wanting to change their program or their curriculum to go to grass fed because it is more expensive. So it's a lot more expensive to do this. But two, you're looking at a long-term food security and peace of mind, knowing what's going in your body. So, I mean, how many times have you bought something and it's set in your fridge, life gets busy, there's a game or something happens, and then you lose the meat because it spoils in your fridge.
Yes, I hate to admit this, but even trying to go to Costco and thinking, oh, I can buy in bulk, I'll maybe freeze some, and then I just stick it in the fridge thinking, oh, we'll eat that. I mean, it doesn't happen every week, but it has happened more than I'd like to admit. So that is a thing, and that's wasteful.
Right. I mean, I just bought a big brisket and a big tenderloin, and I literally, because I didn't have time to mess with those big hunks of meat, that they almost went bad. It went all the way till the day of, and I was like, oh, geez, now it forced me to go do something because it's like $200 worth of raw meat that I was, so I had to go do something with it. But that I have actually lost some meat like that before. But I mean, even you were telling me the other day that you were wanting to get like one of those big deep freezes, that lay down.
Yes. And I'm
And
so glad I did not do that, because you told me that some people don't get to it in a year or two later and they end up throwing it out, or it gets freezer burned or what have you.
right, it depends kind of how you pack it, but a lot of times, like I know when everything happened, we bought freezers and meat and butcher box stuff and just had it auto shipped, because it was hard to find stuff. Well, all of a sudden, a couple of years later, that we're thinking, oh well, we'll get to it. So this year we're like, hey, we need to start going through that because it's been a second. Well, a lot of it was ruined because was freezer burnt, it was dried out. Some of the packaging had got air holes in it or something, and so now the meat was just ruined. And then also, but it takes up a lot of space. And then on like a lay down style, that people just pile stuff on it, but they never rotate it, so the stuff at the bottom just stays on the bottom forever.
Yeah, that's the truth. My parents had one growing up, and that is the absolute truth. And then they try to make you eat that freezer burned item that you couldn't even really defrost. It was hard before you defrosted. It was hard after, hard before you cooked it. Yeah, I just love that it makes sense. And the grass fed, that's really a great point. Speaking to the price point, I didn't even really think about that is going to be more expensive. And the good news is, if it is a bit too costly, you can just buy one package at a time when it's financially convenient and just stockpile it and start doing that first if you don't, want to eat it right now as an everyday kind of food.
Yeah, and I think people will be in different stages of life. Will be, some people are going to convert over right away. They're like, okay, that's a no-brainer. I'm doing that right now. Some people are like, well, that may not be in the budget today, but what I'd like to do is set aside X amount every month. So we're going to have auto subscriptions to where you guys can subscribe to where it's like, okay, well, I may not have like that today, but I know starting next month, I can just put that in my budget and I'll just start getting some in. That way I can have it for a rainy day. I mean, when the power goes out in your fridge, you only have 4 hours before bacteria starts growing on your meat. In the freezer, you only have 48 hours. If you never open the freezer, and if it's like essentially full of frozen products. So that's not very long, so with this product, it's just sitting on your counter. All you do is have to add water to it and you're ready to go. So, I mean, as far as investing, we talked to some people that bought, they did that scare tactic purchasing stuff where they were so scared. They just bought whatever they can, and they spent like $10,000 worth of products. And not only did they realize, one, now that it was like carbs, starches, sugars, hardly any meat at all. Not only that, but they also now have bioengineered products in there. So this means like GMOs that are all in their food that they spent $10,000 on. So they're like, I don't even want to eat it, even if I had to, but with this product, you're going to eat it anyways. It's already part of what you're doing. So there's literally no risk in buying this product because you're going to eat it. Say it's 5 years from now, 10 years from now. I tell you what, this is the truth, though. You have to look at it. Meat's never been cheaper than it is today. If you go back in history, it is, but it won't be cheaper going forward in the future. They're not trending that way. As far as inflation, I mean, we're up like 26% on meat costs just like this year. So I mean, it's not going to be cheaper than it is today. It's only going to go up just like everything else is. I bought a house about 10 years ago. Well, it went up over $100,000. I don't
Wow.
think it's because the property went up that much. I think it's because the value of the dollar went down that much.
Right.
Because I couldn't take the money that I got from that house and go buy even the same house. So people have to look at like, what is the best use of my dollar today? I can go buy meat that I don't know what's in it, or I can buy a bunch of Patriot supply stuff that they say that's good, but it might not be good. And then, and then I find out later it has bioengineered materials in it. So I think with this, you're already eating meat anyways. You're already eating ground beef. I mean, you can do hamburgers, you can do lasagna, spaghetti, nachos,
Chili.
taco, whatever you want. And that was one of our thing is that with it being a raw product, you guys get to decide how you eat whenever you need to eat that stuff.
Yeah. And I made this for my son, Luke, who's 17. I thought he will tell me. He's really good at noticing. And I did tell him what it was, but I just wanted him to be brutally honest, and which he usually is. And I did an Instagram live with him eating them. And he gave the double thumbs up. And so he said, I cannot tell the difference. It tastes great. And so I want to show the audience real quick. I want to show them a clip of just how you make it, how you bring it back to life. And so let's look at that clip, and then I'll see you on the other side.
Hey guys, we got this GRID DOWN CHOW DOWN, grass-fed, grass-finished, freeze-dried raw beef, and I want to use it for dinner tonight. First step, let's rehydrate it. All right, so let's open this up. So you can see everything inside is vacuum sealed. We're gonna open that up and remove these preserving packets. So inside, this is our raw beef that has been freeze-dried. Break it up into a bowl. It's really easy to break up. You just want to break it up in a few pieces. Makes the water a little bit easier to absorb as it's rehydrating. There you have it. Next up, we just need to get enough water to cover our meat. Okay, we've got 2 to 3 cups of cool water here. We're simply going to pour it over our meat until it's fully submerged. All right, it's been just over 10 minutes. You can see the blood and the fat have really come back to life, are fully rehydrated. If we grab a piece of meat, it's really tender. The next step we're gonna do is drain the excess water. All right, we just have a colander here. I'm gonna pour that water through. Now you have raw beef. All right, we're gonna use our GRID DOWN CHOW DOWN freeze-dried beef. We just rehydrated it. Let's make some tacos.
Well, Jordan, as everybody can see, that's just so easy. There's no reason not to at least start getting some of this for a future time. And I am so grateful that you and your brother are problem solvers, because really this is such a no-brainer and can really help us out. And when people do purchase GRID DOWN CHOW DOWN, they know that it's not injected. They know that they're essentially eating steak meat, that it's 95% fat-free, and it's easy. It's just easy. And you are really fighting inflation with your food. Honestly, it's kind of like buying silver and gold and having property and things of value that are tangible, that you can really create a hedge of protection financially with your money, with your food, with your land, and things of that nature. So I do think this is kind of a cool idea. I didn't even think about how you're kind of fighting inflation with your food by purchasing GRID DOWN CHOW DOWN.
I was having a conversation with someone the other day, and I was saying, literally, when you have this in something that's super neat about this is if you have 24 pounds of meat, of our meat, right, it's only going to weigh 6 pounds. So you can put that in a backpack and it weigh nothing. You wouldn't even feel it, right? But this will literally be worth its weight in gold if something happens and the cash dollar that we have now is worth nothing. You could trade that meat for something, I guarantee it, whether it's some type of form of protection, water, or other food supplies. Like, people are going to want that. I mean, that is going to be worth its weight in gold. So like you said, if you have tangible items in those times of need, like, that is really kind of preparing. It's just like everybody else wants to have a retirement plan, right? So everybody should also have a way that they can, one, take care of their families. 2, they know that they're going to be able to eat something that's healthy. And then if they have to trade that, if they have more than enough, one, they could take care of other people that need help, or they can trade it for stuff that they need that they don't have, so you could be carrying a lot of that around, whether it's in your car, the trunk of your car, or whatever. And it's just as good as money in a society that is going to really be depending on that at that time. So
Yeah, I'm so grateful you formed this company. I want to show the website here. So this is where you go, griddownchowdown.com, and you have options. You can purchase the 12 servings, or you can do 24, 36, 48, or 96. And I say just start off with the 12. Just check it out and make some tacos, make some chili, make some burgers. I was so sad that we were doing Zoom today because the last time that Nace and Jordan were in the studio, they made me lunch and it was amazing, amazing. My husband said, I cannot believe you are going to eat a burger on air. I'm like, yes, I'm going to do that. I want to see if this is good. And it was absolutely amazing. It was a steak burger. And sometimes you go to restaurants and you can order a steak burger, and that's exactly what it was, but it was so much less expensive making it, yourself than purchasing it in a restaurant. But so they'll add this.
I think when you look at that price, because we never really broke it down, people are like, holy cow, $105. How much meat do I get? So as far as that goes, when you speak on like terms of like a burger, it's like $8 a burger. So that's not really that bad when you think, oh, it's really expensive. It's really not that bad because I've spent a lot more than that. I've spent $16, $20 on a really bad burger. So, I mean, when you look at the price, it's really not that bad. And there's no reason this product can't be a product that you use every day. So I think this is a great option for people.
And it's a steak burger, let's be honest. And it's grass-fed, grass-finished. And that's what's so important, is that you know what's in it and you know what's not in it. So here we go. So we're going to type in the code MISSION, and there is your lovely discount right there, $5.25. You save with code MISSION. And so you are protecting your family. You're hedging against inflation with your food. And you're going to have steak burgers forever, 15 years. I mean, give me a break. That's like amazing. And then on top of that, you're helping a Patriot and you're supporting Moms on a Mission by purchasing from Patriots. And let's not continue to fund these woke businesses that really do not represent our values. And that's really how you vote best, is with your money and with your wallet. And so we need to be supporting Patriot businesses, Patriot podcasts, where we're getting great, truthful information, because it's not free to do a podcast. Starting a company, we need to support them. And really, we're the ones who are winning in the end. I mean, yes, you're supporting Moms on a Mission. Yes, you're supporting Grid Down Chow Down. But really, at the end of the day, we are just being wise and protecting ourselves and our children with our food. So go to griddownchowdown.com and just purchase the minimum amount and just check it out and type in the code MISSION. And then let us know what you think. Do you have a best way to be contacted, Jordan, so they can give you their feedback?
Yeah, you can go to our website, and you can also text phone number 918-704-2340 if you have any questions, or if you want to talk to somebody. You can text 918-704-2340. And I think the cool thing about what you're doing is, yeah, it's not free to have a podcast. It's not free to develop products for people, but it's cool whenever you are listening to a podcast or to people that you trust, and they are trying to find products that are safe for you and for your family and alternative solutions so that you can have options. And you're like, I trust them. Like, great, I'm going to try this product. So, I mean, because we're just having problems even finding products that we can even begin to trust. So I think this is great for all the people looking for a solution, because there's a lot of people out there trying to find something and they just don't know what to believe.
That's so true. That's a great point. And again, we are getting a great product and we're stockpiling for the future. And if nothing were to happen, what's the worst thing? We have some steak burgers on hand that are not going to go bad. And that's really not a bad thing anyway. So even if nothing were to happen, it's such great, healthy food to feed ourselves and our family. So Jordan, thank you so much for joining Moms on a Mission today. Thank you for developing this product. What a great option it is for us, the Grid Down Chow Down food. And let's go to the website, griddownchowdown.com, type in the code MISSION, and it'll show up on your doorstep in a few days. And like I said, I just bought some more this morning because I'm running low. And let's prepare and protect ourselves and our family. So Jordan, thank you so much. And we will have you back real soon.
All righty. Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. And thank you all so much for listening. We so appreciate it. If you go to moms@momsonamission.net, you can email us any feedback there as well. And then you can go to our website at momsonamission.net And then as always, we would so love if you followed us on Rumble. It's uncensored. We are on all platforms, but that is uncensored. Go to Rumble, type in Moms on a Mission in the search bar, and then click follow, and then you'll be notified when new episodes are uploaded. So thank you all so much for listening, and God bless. In light of recent bank volatility and skyrocketing inflation, diversification is a must. That's why I use my good friend Andrew Sorcini at Beverly Hills Precious Metals. Beverly Hills Precious Metals makes it so easy to diversify. I personally ordered some silver and it arrived on my doorstep just a few days later. They make it so easy. And if you're not ready to do that and you just want to ask a few questions, they're there for you too. I personally got some silver and also am rolling over some of my IRA. You can actually roll over your IRA and have it be backed by silver and gold. So if you don't have any extra money to invest in silver and gold, rolling over a 401k or an IRA, or even part of it, if you just want to try it at first, just for a little bit, you can do that as well. So go to bh-pm.com today and ask all your questions. You can connect with somebody. And like I said, you can just get some information at first if you want and pray about it, and then get back with them to roll over part of your IRA or all of it, or order some gold and silver. That's bh-pm.com, and tell them that Moms on a Mission sent you. Hey, everybody. Did you know that recent research from the CDC says that millions of Americans develop parasitic infections and symptoms often go unnoticed or are misdiagnosed? Parasites are actually the cause of many health problems such as anxiety, depression, chronic pain, fatigue, and unexplained digestive issues. We all need a common sense strategy to improve our health. Moms on a Mission encourages you to reach out to our good friend, Dr. Jason Dean. Dr. Dean's Full Moon Protocol provides all natural detoxification and fights inflammation. And the supplements are made with 100% organic ingredients and are proven to kill parasites safely and effectively. I know after I took Full Moon Protocol, I had more energy. To order your Full Moon Protocol today, go to bravetv.store/mission to save $20 off your first order. That's bravetv.store/mission. According to leading sleep experts and sleephealth.org, over 50 million Americans struggle getting a good night's rest. That's why Moms on a Mission loves MyPillow. MyPillow makes amazing pillows, sheets, mattress toppers, robes, towels, literally almost everything you need for a good night's sleep. They also make dog beds for your dogs. So by going to mypillow.com, typing in the code MISSION, you not only receive a high quality product, but you're supporting Moms on a Mission and this podcast. If you like what you're hearing and you agree with it, you believe in it, and you want to support Moms on a Mission, then go to mypillow.com today and order some high quality products, and just type in the code MISSION at checkout and you can save up to 66% off. That's mypillow.com, code MISSION.
Since 2014, Organic Body Essentials has offered clean, simple, certified organic skincare. Our organic face-to-feet and federally compliant hemp and pet products are manufactured under USDA and FDA guidelines. Our products are inspired by God using plants He created. In Ezekiel 47:12, it says, "The fruit is for food and the leaves for healing." We believe in the power of God to heal, so we pray over our products and for our customers. Our therapy in a bottle approach has been widely received, and our customers' testimonials continue to inspire us. You can find us at organicbodyessentials.com and obe.organicbodyessentials.com. Please feel welcome to reach out with questions. Use coupon code MISSION at checkout for a discount. Thank you for your support by using MISSION at checkout to benefit Moms on a Mission and their quest to reestablish traditional values in our education system and empowerment for a healthy lifestyle.